Scooby?
I don't know. Well, I'm about to tell you right now, buddy.
That's all I need to hear.
So, hey.
Oh.
What's that, Phil?
I don't know. Well, I'm about to tell you right now, buddy.
That's all I
Yeah, we call it a shit show. Everyone jump on in. It's a Friday night shit show. Grab a ball and tell your friends. We got a couple nugs. Grind them up not to a dust. Then just roll it up. Or you can stick it up your butt. It's a shit show. Everyone jump on in. It's a Friday night shit show. Grab a ball and tell your friends. Now we're all high. Let's shut our eyes. I think I got a hunch that we all could use a bunch. Yeah! Friday night. Surely ain't wrong, but it surely ain't right. It was a shit show. Cause everyone jumped on in. It was a Friday night shit show. Grabbed a ball and told her friends. It was a shit show.
Happy Friday, everyone. How the hell is everyone doing? For an episode 293, Caribou Heart TV. Look at that on my foot, and you damn well right, I know it. Right off the bat, Prophet, man. It's great to fucking see you here like twice within the same week, brother.
Yeah, man, thanks.
Hopefully this is something that we get to see with somewhat semi-regularity. It really is, man. We miss you around here. It really is great to see you. I'm not even trying to bust your balls over that.
No, I'm glad. It's kind of like getting back into masturbation. You know, once you realize how much fun it truly can be, you kind of get addicted to it. So, you know, just treating it as
like
one
you
of
think
those
about
things.
it. Like, I don't know. Did you ever? Well, yeah, you lost a testicle, so you kind of know what I'm talking about here.
I don't know where I left it, but yes, I have lost it.
He's gone hard,
yeah. The first time you fucking like rub one out afterwards, like, were you scared? Like, oh my god, is this gonna hurt? Well, I remember I got my balls clipped like after my daughter was born, so that I couldn't have more. And it was like I was like, it fucking hurt because the freezing only worked on the one side, so I felt everything on the second side. And that was a brutal fucking gross experience. And then I was thinking about the next time I try to use this thing afterwards, like, oh my god, is this gonna be like a ouchie type thing? You know, I was scared.
Well, I'll be honest with you. It took me about 6 months to 8 months to stop pissing liquid fucking lava. Because every time I urinated, it was like I was pissing fire. Like I was going to burn the house down and shit. Like it was fucking crazy. And I imagine that it was the chemo going through my body and exiting. Yeah, fucking for a while there, you know, like, you know how like as men biologically, I guess I should throw that out there. You have that moment where you stop the stream or whatever because it's like, oh shit, something like interrupted you, or there was that moment, and then you try to get that stream going again. Well, that pain stopped the stream, and my brain was so convinced not to let that happen again that I was sitting there for a while just trying to relax the muscle and just like not think about exactly how painful this just taking a piss truly was. And yeah, so I mean, when I actually got to that point further on down the road, there was always that like, geez, the first, blast gonna be like a fucking shot from a dragon, like is it liquid napalm? These are questions I'm curious about, but my wife will find out the end result if she starts melting.
Like, oh my god, it hurts. Okay, well, here's another question that just came to me. Okay, so like if you're like fucking, you take a piss or you blow a load and it feels like you got a flamethrower in your fucking penis or whatever, did you ever like blow a load on the old lady's face just to see if it burnt? It'd be like, oh my god, like they turn into like the Joker with the permanent like grinny face in the original Batman.
It would have been fun to try, but they're pretty quick on the draw, bro.
It sucks when they're smarter than you, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, they move pretty quick. They already knew what I had in mind, and they stopped that.
God, Gary.
The blanket is full of holes.
They know how to stop it. Yeah, the blanket's got some burn marks to it, so I mean, obviously,
well, that's good enough. Yeah, they probably didn't want that in the eyes. Probably singed the eyelashes and stuff and her eyebrows, which would have looked funny. Did I have fuck? I don't know if I've told this. I probably did. There's this one chick that I met like fucking years ago back in the bachelor days, and I met her online, which is fine, whatever. Not wrong, weird with that. But she shows up on my doorstep, and the first thing I notice is she doesn't have eyebrows. They're like fucking penciled on. And this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this. I'm like, wow, like okay, whatever. We hang out and she's a cool chick. We've been talking for a while at this point and all that. But you take her to the sack and you slam the shit out of her for a while, and when you're done, her eyebrows are running down her face. And it's just like, how do you take that shit seriously? You can't look someone seriously in the eye and have a conversation with them after.
Well, no, not with no fucking eyebrows.
Not when your eyes, especially when they're running down your face. Like you've seen when like mascara runs on chicks when they cry, right? It was like, but from the eyebrows down.
You can't tell whether they had a good time or not because it's all like fucking discombobulated. You're like, how are you feeling right now? Because your eyebrows are really misleading.
I was like, well, am I really that bad? Apparently.
Did you reach up there and wipe a little bit of it, wipe it on you, and say, "I get me some more paint too"?
I never even thought it crossed my mind, but I should have. Dude. Who've like summoned my ancestors.
Banging one of those juggalo chicks, you know what I mean?
Chicks be freaky like that.
I don't know, Raider. Tell us about it.
Prophet's the one that's into the juggalos and whatnot.
Well, he instantly started pointing and stuff like he knew and has.
Well, I was talking to my son. He was asking me for weed, so I was kind of directing him.
Juggalo bitches.
As to where he had to go and shit, But yeah, I don't know what you all are talking about, but if it lined up, Roger.
Well, it's just very weird when you have intercourse with anybody, I guess, as man or woman, and their eyebrows start running down their face. Next, like fucking dude with like a painted on mustache starts running her beard, that'd be fucked up too.
Dude looks like a lady.
That's really scary. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
All right, well, since we said
mother's laughing at you right now, Caribou. She's over here. She's just fucking. I said my mother is over here laughing at you right now about that story. She's sitting right over here.
I love that your mother's there.
Fun with Prophet's mom night tonight. Hey, Prophet's mom, how you doing?
Hi guys. I'm doing
We haven't
great.
seen you in a long time.
West
you
Side?
called?
Why did you call?
I got knocked out by a cat.
I let her out. I let her out of the basement.
Yeah,
That's awfully kind of you.
Sure.
I'm
He
not
let you
in
out
the
for-
lower dungeon. Now I'm just in the middle of dungeon.
Yeah, she hasn't made it all
They
the way
finally
out.
let you out.
Well, yeah, he needs trimming done. So, yeah, I see all that.
Oh, hell no, that shit stinks.
She
That shit stinks.
she bit this. She's like, she went to me fucking 4 weeks ago. I swear to God, when my shit just started budding, she's like, when the little like heads appear, she goes, You got little flowers growing on your
take them
weed
down.
and they stink. You gotta stop pulling those off. And I'm like, no, Mom, we gotta let those grow. Don't you remember? We gotta let them get big. Like they gotta be like
I can't
fucking.
tell the difference between the skunk and his weed.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a good thing.
That's
Yeah.
valuable.
No, because
Yeah.
when I go outside with the dogs, I gotta look for the skunk because it sometimes gets in the yard. So you try to smell to see if it's out. And the pot, like just the smell, just like the whole yard, it just stinks like his plants.
Sorry, my bad.
That
No,
just
no,
that
Oh my
good
God.
stuff.
that skunk statement just reminded me of earlier today. Last spot of the day. We're at this little lady's house, about 80 years old. She looks like can't even stand up straight, sort of thing. And as she walks by my foreman who has the truck door open and she's walking towards me and I'm kind of by the tailgate. As she walks by Rod, she's like, "Oh, I smell a skunk." I kind of at first I honestly started looking for a skunk or something for about a half a second. Then I realized she's walking by the truck and I'm like, "Oh." As she walks up to me and she's like, "Must be the neighbor smoking again." And then, like, just as she says that, Rod closes the door and she looks at him. She's like, "Yeah, close the door." Fuck, I love that lady. She was awesome. Then she sold another guy on my crew Toyota 4Runner for like $600 or something like that. So it was a great day for everybody. So now that we said hi to Prophet's mom, let's say hi to G-Bay. We'll do it in rows like that. How's G-Bay today? How was your brother?
I'm doing great. I'm cold though, because I got a lot of stuff down here in the 60-60 environment, which happens to be where I hang out as well too. So, yay!
Sometimes you got to suffer for your craft. It's understandable. It's I'm
in Canada. I got some toques, right? So
yeah. Well, you can always my thing about dressing or working in the cold and stuff like that is you can always dress for it. Whereas if it's hot, and not much you can really do about that. You know, so it's totally understandable.
No.
So your harvest looking good?
The harvest is coming along great. There's some bud rot, like I was saying earlier. We've just been chopping it and going as long as we can. But the jelly bean that I got behind me hanging it could have used another a week easy, 2, or more. But the frost had hit it hard a couple times, and a lot of the tops had actually died. You could tell the bud rot was taking over all over the place. Uncountable amount, you know what I mean? So it was like, okay, you got to go.
Yeah.
So I've categorized the garden in sequence of, which plants are in the most dire needs. But we'll probably have my garlic cookies are good. They don't have anything bugging them. No mold, no powdery mildew, nothing. So I'm going to leave them to the very, very end. My Girl Scout Forum is doing really well. It doesn't have much bug in it either, so it can stay out. But the jelly beans and the blueberries, they got to go. Jelly beans first, because they got a lot of rot. Blueberries are coming down right after. But yeah, it starts now and ends in a month probably.
You got forum cut cookies on the go? You fucker. That's something that I didn't realize that. I would have been begging you for a cut in the mail a long time ago.
I should have cut it because I don't really like cookies. It was just a gift from friends. And then I don't really like it because I just ran some the other year, not the forum, but just whatever. But it's such a beautiful plant and it is so identifiably, it's right here. I had to cut a top off because it had some stem rot. Where's the camera? But it is so identifiably cookies with that bud is rock hard, like a little golf ball. It doesn't, and then there's just another one down here. It doesn't grow like big colas, right? Like little bits here and there.
I'm with you on the cookies. I'm not a fan, but the first time I ever saw aquaponic weed grown was a dude named Marty Waddell from AP Meds. and he's also on the Growing with Fishes podcast with Steve from Potent Ponics, and he was growing forum cut cookies, and the picture that he grew that he showed was just like instantly you're just like, wow, that looks different. And that's the dude that got me into trying and fucking around with aquaponics. It was like that. And I've always remembered that it was forum cut cookies. So that's my reasoning for wanting to get my hands on it. I've looked around a few times, kind of looking into it. And here it's not a great big yielder or stuff like that, but you know, it's good stuff what you do get. That's my understanding.
When you got outdoor and it's got like the resin rails and it's like, I don't know. I grow a lot of outdoor. That is a good plant right there. I'm probably going to arrange to get myself another cut if they're still running it. Or I can be kind of crazy and try to take a clone at week 8 or whatever we're at right now.
Or dig it up the root ball for the re-veg.
I want so I'd have to dig it out of the ground. That ain't happening.
Oh, G-Bag.
Come on. You call yourself a farmer.
Glad to hear your harvest is going well, man. It's always great to hear. Let's keep on kicking it down. See if we can say hi to everyone. We're gonna go with Thunder Dan. How you doing, brother? Great to see you, man.
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
You know what? I'm doing really good today. It's been a great day, top day, I would say. I got like loaded up with dabs. We got some like wax, some shatter, and some diamonds. So, and the edibles, they're just starting to kick in. We'll see how they do for me. I was just like spoonfuls of can of sugar. It was fucking disgusting. But I was like, it's 45 minutes before showtime, and I just want to get that edible buzz. So I was just like, wham, and then chase it back with sugar, and then wham, another big tablespoon, chase it back with some water. I mean, and then fuck 3 big ones. It was like, ugh. So that's what I'm up to. What are you smoking on?
I'm smoking on some Jack the Ripper outdoor.
How was that?
It's good, man. It's got that super cleaner taste. Buds are all right, I guess. I don't know. Like anything else, just like G-Bay described, you know, you go through there, you go, oh, fucking caterpillar just fucked me out of an 1/8. Fucking trim down through there, you know, it's like, it's the reason I built a room. Fuck the outside, man.
I just right here. I'm holding up some Jack the Ripper F3s done by Hurt Alberta. Shout out to that dude. He sent these my way about, I don't know, maybe a month ago, a little bit more than that. And like not just this one pack. And this pack feels like there's about 4 vials in it. But there's like, I would say probably 8 to 10 packs of these fucking things. So it's there's a good chance there might be some Jack the Rippers going around outdoors somewhere next year, just because there's a lot of that. I think there'll also be some Jack the Ripper getting given away on the show in the future because, well,
they ran good. They didn't get fucked up too bad by caterpillars or aphids or any of the other bugs that really destroy my world down here. I mean, Quarkle did. I had a Quarkle get jacked up. I guess that grape flavor brought them in. And a blueberry butcher I had a blueberry butcher. It looked like it was messing around. I mean, it had problems outside, but I kind of left it so that it could be the banker though, because everything went over to that, just beat it in the head. So yeah, Jack was good though.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait to give it a shot. I think I got the Blueberry Butchers, which is a Jack Cross. Those will get run first, probably around Christmas time. I'm hoping to pop those finally. Well, we'll see. Let's kick it on over. Crazy Pop Mom, how are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. I'm just trying to get ready for my shows next month. So I've got 2 of them so far, but at this rate, they're just going to keep tumbling because now everybody's like, oh, right, it's Christmas time. Bloody hell. So, yeah, I'm just kind of getting ready for that. I've got a lot of supplies and stuff that's already done, so I'm not too overly concerned. It's more of trying to keep myself, like, which place am I going to, where, and at what time, like all that, because I already had to ask somebody who I bloody well paid for the table already. I'm like, you're all in different chat rooms and you all have different emails and names, and like, it's fucking confusing. So but yeah, that's just what I'm doing. Just getting ready for a couple more shows. That's it.
Right on,
Well,
right
I
on.
took down my grow, but I'm not happy with it, so I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, fair enough. We don't
What?
want to. We don't want to bring back bad memories and shit. Yeah, potentially,
Well,
but
it's still
of it,
smokable. It's just not. I didn't take care of it. Okay, my mental health took fucking everything of me, and fuck that. So no.
I understand you completely.
sometimes plants got to take the back seat. That's totally understandable. Crazy
It
pop on.
did.
But hey,
It really
you
did.
ended up still harvesting some pretty good looking plants
did.
in the end. We're
Yep.
proud of
I
you. once you
did.
get
I've
done.
got 5 jars right now, but I have a fucking whole like mountain of that over there, and I swear to God, what's it been now? 2 weeks, y'all? That fucking shit is drier than fucking hay. There's no bringing it back, but I can't do it. I can't do it all by myself. It was 3 trees in a fucking day. I had to wash them all because I washed my buds, and like it's a whole ordeal. It's not like just cut it down, put it in the fucking grow room. And then it fell down on me, y'all. I had it all up except for like fucking 6 buds, strands, whatever. And it fell down in my fucking basement. I was just like, oh my God. And I had people online with me, and I was like, okay, you guys, like if I start crying my face off, don't worry about it. But I just dropped all my weed on the floor, and no one will really help me when it comes to that, because this is now another 30 more minutes that I'm going to have to put into this. So no one's going to be like, oh, I'll help you. So I'm like, I'm up to my eyes in fucking weed. So yeah, it was just not a good time for me.
It's okay. It's all a learning experience. It's
Yep.
okay.
It is. It tells me not to grow outside. I was really good at indoors, man.
One of the
Same
first
people-
times running these strings,
Yeah.
same thing.
I
I
mean-
found at the limit, just like you did. I was
You-
putting all nice bud up, all on the floor.
You don't know what you can
Dog
do
hair,
until you
dirt.
try it, man. Like
Hey,
you,
Yeah.
you
I've been
could
down
be
your
one of the
alley.
best outdoor growers. You just had a bad year. You
I
know?
did better last year, so you're right. I'm just
know?
like I said, I'm fucking down on my grow this year really hard. It's really hard
I,
to not.
I feel that, but you just gotta buck up and remember there's a whole nother season coming.
Right.
Well,
Right. You get
I got
another
a
shot
grow
at it.
room right there. I just gotta really find out if I'm moving or if I'm gonna grow. So I'm like, I still have autos. So in the back of my head, I'm like, just clean the closet and get it all ready. Just clean the closet and get it all ready. But
Okay.
then I'm like, but what if they tell me I have to move sooner than it's done? Then what the hell am I doing with this? So then I'm
Well,
like,
then you move into a place that has a closet to finish them off. If you're forced to kill them off because that's for you can't find somebody to take them for you or whatever, then so be it. It is what it is. I would give it a shot, especially if you're only talking a handful of autos. That shit's fucking easy to hide and move around. Like
true
when
enough. Well, I don't know. I can grow 5 feet autos, which is kind of why I'm like, they're not as easy to hide when they're 5 feet.
Oh, fucking right, you can. You got to make it look like something else. Put a garbage bag over it and stack it in a bunch amongst of other shit.
Is
We
it almost
had-
Christmas? Wrap lights around it.
We had our rent,
If I
we had
start
our,
right now, it's perfect.
we had our rental management people come through doing their annual inspection, which is they do every year about this time of year, so we know to expect it. And they were looking at ponds without even realizing it. Because we do shit like put tomato cages around them and then put a garbage bag over top of that and then go put it on. So because one of the things they want you to do in our situation is empty out the Harry Potter room below the stairs, because there's a crawl space below that so you can get to all the plumbing and stuff below the floors there. So, and they want to be able to check in there to make sure nobody's growing weed and other shit like that. So when you bring all that shit from under there, because once again, you got to do this for them.
You put it up
You put
against the plants.
Yeah,
Okay.
you put it all in
okay.
your living room, right? So once you got a bunch of clutter there, and if they're not looking for it, it's fucking dead easy to if depending on how tall they are, you can find a container, like Sterlite totes and shit like that. If they're in like solo cup to a foot tall or whatever.
See, if I'm not doing them in water, they're easier to hide, I guess. I've just been growing in water in the house for so long. I never even really thought of smaller bucket or like smaller, containers. Yeah, maybe I'll just do a whole bunch of solo cups. They're right there. They're screaming at me. I'll do it right now.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely go for it. There's ways around it, and if you does come back out and you're forced to move or whatever, and there's just reach out to us. We'll help you figure it out. There's always a way. The only time you really, I would say, you really got to kind of worry out where you, because it's harder to mask shit, is if you got stuff that's full on in bloom and it's gonna stink. Because like when they come through, Ashley will even take like this that Arm& Hammer baking soda stuff that's got like artificial fucking pet odor killer
Ew,
shit
yeah,
in there.
the pet
The
one's
stuff,
fucking awful.
yeah,
Yeah.
the stuff that you walk into the fucking house and you get a fucking headache within about 8 seconds.
Yeah.
She'll sprinkle that stuff like that on the floors, and I'm still. And you can do like dryer sheets in the ducting for the furnace and stuff like that. So when it'll blow, it'll stink up. But I'm thinking, looking at like the fluff head and the wombat, and like those are just stinking to high fucking hell. That's the last thing you need, is for them to be kind of poke their nose around a corner or whatever like that. No, I think I smell weed. Start to question things. So we end up getting rid of that car full and turned my car into a greenhouse for a day. That was cool. But
See, like we have the truck, so that is a possibility actually, now that you're saying that. Because it's got the back on it, so I could hide some fucking shit in there. Okay, you've got me on board now.
Oh yeah, always be growing. Always be growing. I think that's a great philosophy right there.
Well, not being able to grow makes me sad, even if I can't grow exactly the fucking way I know I can when my mental health is good. I know it's really bad when I don't have plants to take care of. So
Yep.
I've been panicking since I cut them down, 2 weeks ago, say. And now I'm just like in panic mode. Even my sister feels the same way. She's just like, I keep thinking I need to grow something. She's still growing in her house, but just the anxious thing that we get. So we've been back and forth, and I'm like, my seeds are like right fucking here. It's really hard not to like pop them. And she's like, well, maybe you should just clean the closet. So she's no help with me not doing it either. But yeah, this is great. Thank you.
No, I absolutely say get on it. Get that closet cleaned up and get it ready to fire up. It's like I said, worst case scenario, you got to kill some fucking plants. Oh darn. If you don't have a shit ton of beans in your possession at this moment, we'll get you a shit ton of beans. That is no work.
I do. They're not all autos, but I can probably do all my autos with the idea that I still have all you guys' seeds, and it's no big deal because I still have all those. So I think I could probably just run whatever autos I have left. I'm not sure how many there are, but there's got to be at least 5. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that.
I feel like we just did a good deed for the day there.
You did. You might have fucking
get a dab frog sometime today.
Totally
yeah. We got to do a dab frog. I think I was trying to say hi to everybody.
But, well, that doesn't work when I yak my face off for 20
minutes.
Hey,
no. Hey, this is what Friday night. This is what this shit's all about.
Hey, you don't want to have a competition, crazy top mom. I might win. It's real tough to shut me up.
All right.
That's what it was. I had to make you be quiet. Finally, you finally come back, and I don't want to listen to you at all. Yeah, right.
Kicking it on down the line here. I saw we had Stoney jump in there. And Stoney, I don't mean to be rude, but Hoobie's been kind of waiting there, and I don't want to be rude to him. Hoobie, how the hell are you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. Not too bad. Smoking on some of Raiders White Widow Banana OG.
Nice, very nice.
Tastes pretty good. It's got a lavender.
Hell yeah.
Lavender is something. I can't taste the taste, but I like it.
Right on.
I'm sweating.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. That fucking, I put you in that oh shit mood. We're not sure if it was the right thing to do what you just done there. I like it. You got anything exciting in the garden going on right now?
Actually, I just chopped the banana daddy down, and we still got the very, very kush going. It's in the tent by itself. I need to clean the tent out and get it ready for the next go.
Nice. All right. Where do you get it? What's that, sorry?
I hope they get some phones from Thunder Dan again and do it again.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about his Banana Daddy. I wouldn't mind running some of that myself. But I don't know if it's close to the same round there, but I do got some of Raider's Banana OG that he did up. So I like to run those soon.
Nice.
I have those.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be good, man. All right. I don't want to leave Stony waiting too much longer here. So we'll say hi to him. Stony, how you doing, brother?
Good,
What's
brother.
up, Stony?
Hi. Oh, who's that guy? He looks familiar.
I know,
They picked me up on the side of the road and gave me a computer and just decided to let me start talking.
That headband on you kind of remind me of the dude from the Jazzercise commercials back in like '82.
Sweat to the oldies, bro. Sweat to the oldies over here.
I thought you were gonna say old boy from Dodgeball.
Hey, better to be sweating with them than smelling like them.
The
Believe me.
gym guy.
Oh, nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
So how's it going, everyone? Long time no see.
It has been a while, man.
It
has
has
been
been a time in G-Bay. Other than that, what's going on, boy? Oh, and Hoobie too.
Well, you know what, Stoney? I feel like I got some edibles starting to kick in, so it could be a pretty decent night for me there. I got the ridiculous tolerance, but I haven't really eaten edibles much in a long time. So it's there's a little bit of a hope we're gonna get an effect or some effect out of this. But it's at the point where I could feel my palms starting to sweat, and this will happen every time that they start to kick in for a bit. And I'll be like, oh my God, this is the time I'm gonna get good and fucked off the edibles. It's gonna be amazing. And then it plateaus out shortly afterwards. It's just I'm like, oh, it's a big letdown.
Oh, that's funny, man. That's I start when I'm dosing on shrooms, I start like crying. Like my eyes just start watering. Just for no reason. That's when I know it's hitting.
Yeah, my thing with where it's not so much like when it's like peaking and hitting hard, it's with like an acid. Is like I'll feel my knuckles and shit will start to itch, and I'll feel it a little bit on the mushrooms, but way more on acid. Where it's just like back in high school, we used to dose each other all the time for not all through high school, but there's probably about not even quite a year long period where it was a cool thing to do. And a lot of times someone would hit you without you realizing it. And that would be my, okay, fuck, somebody just nailed me with some acid. I can feel it. Okay. And then you're just like, fuck, how much did that fucker get me? Well, with all your first thoughts, all right, who the fuck was it? Trying to look around, see if there's anyone kind of giving you those fucking shit-eating smirks because they know something that you don't. And then it's, how much did they give me? Am I going to be able to survive this night without going batshit crazy? And well, the answer to that was both. Well, yes, you were able to survive that night, but yes, you absolutely went batshit crazy and had fun doing it. Shout out.
Did you go to high school? Were you in high school in like the 90s?
Yeah, 95 to 2001.
Okay. Yeah, so
When I graduated.
That's
it
'cause
seems
we're awesome.
like I was a kid that like it was so hard to get your hands on like acid and shit like that. Coke, no problem, man. How much you need, how much you want, it was everywhere. Other than that, everything else was extremely difficult.
See, things would like blow was usually pretty easy to find. Hallucinogens would come and go. Like it would be if you could get a good supplier, you might be able to hold on to them for a year or so, and then supply runs out as it usually does. But usually it was like a couple months at a time. I remember one time we had this really sweet gig where we'd buy a couple hundred lots of acid for I think it was $100 a piece, something like that. And then we'd go up to Mackenzie, which is about a 2-hour drive away, because my buddy that we were doing this with had a cousin. He would have both these 100 lots sold for fucking $20 to $30 a hit on there. And you're just like, sweet, go party, come home, party all that, party up there usually for a night, and then make your way back home, whoop it up. And then as long as we friggin' saved our $200 to get our friggin' 100 lot, we go back and the next weekend do it again. And that was like that was just like a mad fucking good times back in the young days. Good times.
Oh yeah, man. You don't remember them, but you just know it was good.
I remember moments.
Yeah, little slivers. Like I remember about
Yeah.
30 seconds of that night.
Yeah,
in 10
and
different spots.
yeah, just glimmers of where you kind of just like, yeah, just sort of like when you come out of a blackout there, where you're like come to for a second, then it's gone. Good shit.
Yeah.
Good
Good
time.
shit.
What are you smoking on tonight, Stoney?
Oh, dude, I couldn't even tell you. I am out, officially out of good. I did. Luckily, my laziness actually saved me because I was too lazy to trim like small nugs and smaller buds, lowers, whatever.
Yep.
So those just went right into a bag, and then there were a few tops of some plants that I was like, I don't like the way that one looked, even though it was good, but it just wasn't, those went into the bag. So luckily I was been lazy and putting off doing the wash. So, and then when I ran out, I was like, oh fuck, I didn't plan that right again. I've yet to do it right. I really just F myself each and every time, every year. So I kind of do a shutdown where everything gets shut down. I can get in there and clean fans, wipe everything down. Because realistically, I've been had everything going for a year and a half straight, just about perpetual. There was no stopping. Those tents never turned off.
Yep.
So, you can only keep it so clean like that until you really got to shut it down and get in there and get all that shit out of there, And you'd be amazed at how much stuff collects, even with fans circulating air around and sucking stuff out, it still collects dust, dirt, all kinds of who knows what, right?
Yeah. So is this a roundabout way of saying you had spider mites and you had to fucking just absolutely?
No, I didn't. I don't. I have fungus gnats. That I will tell you, I have those. Other than that, I was just telling. I was talking to Fluff earlier today. One time, so I've grown in salts, cocoa. I was doing DWC, so I knew the salt game. Moved into cocoa. Then looking at all the organic shit, this and that. Okay, let's check that out. So I moved into using bottles of earth juice, which is all organic. It's like real stinky ass fish. Well, now the dog that gave two shits about that didn't even want to go in there. Hates weed, doesn't want the smell of it, nothing. But that fish shit sitting in those overflow trays, a little bit of it, man, that fucker's in there. So one night I go in there and look at plants, and I look at one leaf only on the whole plant, looks like it's got powdery mildew on it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Pull it off, get the scope out, sure enough, spider mites. Oh shit. Now I'm in there, I'm all over the plants. I spent 3 hours in there. I scoped almost every fucking leaf I could find, nothing. And I did this every night for a week or so, and then I just kept an eye on it until it finished out 3 weeks later, and not a one, nothing, not another spot on a leaf, not zip. So my only thing is, since going to cocoa and that, when I had DWC, bugs were zero. Everything's sterilized anyways. Your buckets are sterile. You're cooking in all clean, like a hospital room.
That's why I don't want to go back to dirt. So I agree.
There's plus and minuses to both. Yeah, the dirt sucks. It's a mess. And then.
Okay, I want to just spot a crazy pop bomb mistake. So the two plants I mentioned where I put tomato cages on them, put them up against the wall with garbage bags over them and stuff.
Yeah,
those were DWC buckets. Going. I have two organic DWCs going where I'll just basically make a batch of microbe tea and maybe throw some dry amendments in there for a bit of a nutrient kick just to see what happens. And I've got them going when they got an air stone in the bottoms of them. And, you know, they seem to be, there's a grape diamonds and a wombat. They seem to be coming along real well. And,
Yeah, I did 2 in one bucket the one time because they're autos, right? So if you just aim them right, they've got still enough room to grow 2 of them in the bucket. So yeah, I'm like super excited because it's right there. I just got to clean the damn thing and find my seeds. I was so excited. I got to ask my sister, what the hell did I do with them? Because I kept looking at them. And I kept looking at them. I'd open them up. I'd like, okay, I'm going to do these ones, right? Like the minute I'm allowed to grow or whatever, I'm going to do these ones. And then I put it away. But now I don't know what I've done with it because I'm trying to get organized and get ready. And they're here and it's tormenting the crap out of me. I just want to run around my room looking for these fucking seeds I've now lost. They're still in the package you gave them to me in.
Shit, dude, that's pretty good. I lost this a Charlotte's Web seed that I promised. I still fuck to see this how we're worked up. Maybe the edibles are kicking in. Okay, about a year ago, I promised Papa Z my last Charlotte's Web feminized seed, and I told him I'll ship it up to him kind of New Year-ish when a few seed stuff was done. And just as I was having those things done, and like I also like pointed the whole time between the time I said that to him and the time I decided it was time, the thing sat on the desk. Like pretty much you saw it fuck once a day, once a week, whatever, for fucking however many months. And then I go to find it. It's like, oh shit, I can't find that fucking thing. And then it got to the point where you're tearing the place apart, right? You're driving yourself nuts, and you start looking in all the obvious spots like 9 fucking times in a row because, oh, maybe it just walked back there all of a sudden. Who knows? And likely scenario at this point. And you know what it was? It had fallen off the desk and fucking behind my tent. And I just found that recently. Like I was like, shit. I got to the point where I was like, it is clearly nowhere fucking near here. And so I was like, what I did, I was like, I must have just accidentally sent it to someone else, right? That's totally a stoner thing to do, is like fucking get 2 packages mixed up or something like that. And I hope they enjoy it, kind of thing, right? It's
right.
And then I moved this tent, and it's like, oh shit, there it is right there. And then you start doing like anybody that got the Instagram doggy fucking playing with his toy thing, I was like that pretty much when I found it.
Wag your tail?
What's that?
I said, did your tail start wagging when you saw it?
Something started wagging. See who we got hanging out in the Top Chat live chat with us, and where are you hanging at? I was in Top Chat, of course. See, we got Fluff in there, hold it down as usual. Hooly Weed Nerd, cheers, brother. Kingfisher, Kongington, Blue Kiss, cheers. Chris Mertz, we got Bees in there. New
all the cool kids.
It's the coolest place in town. Aldry's in there. Diggity Dank. That's a cool name, and it's fun to say. Fucking great group we got in there, man. Lobster's in there. Georgia Grow guy. Great group of folks. So anybody got any plans for the weekend?
No.
Yeah, well, actually, now that I think about it,
Here at 6.
I might luck out.
He has to get up like 5:30.
Sweet.
Nice scissors.
So-
I like mine too, G-Day.
Right there, you got no excuse already for not showing up Sunday morning, Prophet. I like it.
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be there Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a threat.
Why we're supposed to wake him up at 5? No, it's not.
About time to get back. I told you, man. I got to get back into groove. Stella's got to get a groove back.
Oh yeah, we hear that. Can't wait to see you in a skirt shaving your legs and stuff like that. You look really cute when you dress like that. I liked it.
Hey, man, I could pull off some amazing looking, things. I don't know I don't know if I got the legs to do what you want me to do, but I will put the attempt in. Just to
Well,
do
I
it.
don't know, man. I thought that short skirt with fishnet stockings. I just thought you looked great.
All right, if you're cool with the fishnets and I don't have to shave, then we can work this out.
With the nipple tassels clip things.
It was cool how I got them to spin like
I know.
within each other, right?
I know. Prophet said he learned that down at the Blue Oyster.
Oh yeah, the Blue Oyster.
It's Fire Island, bro.
Fishnets.
Fire Island.
I heard about that place on Police Academy.
Yeah,
Oh,
that place is hot.
I'm getting good. That's the way. You gotta.
So what's everybody smoking?
Well, let's see. I've got a list of dabs here. So I've got some white rhino. I think it's supposed to be wax. And I got shitty lighting, so I can't give you a good shot of it, but it's decent. And then I've got some Hawaiian sativa diamonds, which I am not a fan of diamonds on their own. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be able to show you that without it dumping out. But I really enjoy stacking diamonds on top of some other kind of dab just to give it that fucking oomph, right? And I don't know, we also got some, what is this? I think it's Black Cherry Punch by Jack Harrer Shatter. And is that gonna fall on me? You can see that. So I'm fucking with all three of these tonight and trying to get like all three of them on a dab stick and do all that. How about you? How about everyone else? How about everybody in the friggin' live chat there now that I've addressed where you are and where you should be? And can we get a froggy?
I got the mother loving monkey. Yeah, it's your fault.
Shit, no, nobody wants to talk now, huh? We're all like to have frogs taking up the time.
Hold on, man. I'm almost done. I'm just taking off the last pieces here and then I can play with you.
Oh, wow.
So here's the end branch after I took everything off of it.
Shit, dude. That
One,
damn near looks like fucking like a trident or something.
right? And that's only like 1/6 of the plant that's still remaining outside. So is what it is. God damn it. If we could have got a couple more weeks, I would have been so much happier. But Mother Nature took her down, so I guess it is, it was meant to be.
And then it's just help afterwards.
Yeah, it is what it is.
My hands are sticky as fuck, though.
So am
Like-
I.
I'm in the exact same boat, Prophet.
I am so
2
worried
more
about
weeks,
touching my
I'd be
keypad.
What's Thunder Dan trimming on?
Yeah, I can see that
Is
thing.
that Jack the Ripper?
Well, you get alcohol.
Nice.
That's Jack the Ripper.
If you quit, I'm quitting.
Yeah, mine was a mystery girl. So she's got some nice purple hues to her and everything else. And
No, I'm not.
I smoked it before. That's why I took clones because, dude, it was bag seed actually. And I was actually impressed with it. So he had seeds of it, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. He had clones already going, and I was like, I'll take them, stick them in my yard. I needed some plants anyway, so I was kind of like reaching out really quick to kind of fill my yard up. But those are the two I could only get. Thank God. Hold on, guys. Can you mellow out?
Yeah, well, I was trying to tell you.
See, I'm afraid to touch my keyboard because my hands are so sticky, or else I'd be muting myself. But
You ever do that with your phone? Touch it after that shit, and then it's just all over the screen, and it don't come off.
oh yeah, yeah. I'm
Rub your
actually not
eyeball.
touching my phone. That's why I'm not even in check. Because I'm like, I'm not even tempted in that. But yeah, I lost track of what I was doing. Sorry, got baked. I ate one of those caramels from the Booth Crew meetup, which I'm pretty sure Lobster made. Somebody in chat can correct me. I could be wrong.
Yes, Lobster made it.
Yeah, they're still slamming. I figured out how to open it.
I just found a caterpillar.
You know,
Fucking
fucking Lobster was in here in the fucking
Cut it.
pre-show, and I just want to say that was cool, Lobster. That was really great to see you. I think that's only the third time I've ever actually got to see you and talk to you. So it's just very cool, very cool. Thank you.
When you meet him in real life, man, he's so fucking cool. He's so chill. I mean, you all are. It's really tough to explain the fact that like everybody is amazing in their own way, and without sounding like a kiss ass or anything like that.
Who do you have the biggest man crush on? Let's hear it.
Oh gosh, I
Johnny.
mean, it's a little tough call because I mean there is Fluffy, and yeah. What?
You ain't gonna hurt my feelings right here on YouTube, are you? And just it ain't me.
Look what Thunder Dan found.
See, it's so hard to pick, man. Like,
well, think about it while we look at Thunder Dan's caterpillar.
Oh, he's got a caterpillar.
Shut it, motherfucking head on.
That's the ones right there, man. Fucking the reason I built a fucking inside room right here. These little motherfuckers.
Eat them.
You'd be really mean to it.
I just smush him. See him
I
later.
found my seeds.
Goodbye.
Well, I'm here,
Goodbye, friend.
Yeah, it's like another good thing about my area, where once again, I think if you get good with autos, the climate's good because depending on where you're at, you get a lot of grasshoppers, and I've heard that they can be a pain in the ass. But you don't get a lot of caterpillars. Not saying that it couldn't happen, because there are years where they cut fucking, where you just get shit tons of them. But you don't get a lot of stuff like that. Be more like aphids would be a problem. Spider mites outdoors.
Yeah, I love it. You see a little fucking spider web in the bud, you just know what it is. Goddamn cocksucker. Sorry. Wonderful.
You look
I have a
lost there.
question. We all grew hypothetical genetics. So which is everybody's favorite?
Hashing.
Yeah, I mean, the Canico actually is probably my favorite, to be honest. The Hatchingot was a very close second. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a tough toss up, but I have to go with the Canico. But I haven't got to grow all of his stuff. So, I mean, there could be something better personally, like out there. But from what I grew, it was the Canico that I really enjoyed. Not to knock the Hatchingot at all.
No, I grew both of those and I agree. They're both really good. I have Seawamp Berry D. I have CBDs. I have CBD Method, and I have Resin Auto. I have a lot, and I'm super excited about that.
When I was asking a while ago, but what the next thing I should run is, a lot of people were saying Resin Auto, because I've run the Hatchingot twice and it's fucking great. And I was thinking about running something different, and I gave a list of everything I had from Hype, and that was what came back next, was the Resin Auto.
Okay, cool. I at least want an information for one of them, because maybe I should just play with that, because then nobody's angry that I'm not feeding them something different than the other ones, and maybe it'll be easier. I don't do easy well. I want to do all four of them. So maybe I should just do 4 of the Resin Auto. I've never grown that one there, but I have. I should grow them all. Yeah, I know, but I also got to move, so I got to think of that. And that's up in the air, so I don't even know when that's happening. It's just like whenever the hell the paper shows up, I guess. I don't even know anymore. I'm excited about this, though.
We should be. Popping seeds is so much fun. I got oh, it's right here. So this is one of Raiders Fire OG 2.0. Once again, I got the terrible lighting. But it's a strong, healthy looking seed. I'd say the strongest out of everything that we popped on that last round. And
Nice.
so hopefully it's something wonderful.
I'm smoking orange cookies.
Nice.
Yeah, nobody likes cookies, but I don't have a
Does it
preference.
taste orange?
Really. No.
That's bullshit.
You know how mad I am about that? It doesn't smell orange. It doesn't taste orange. It's got orange in it. Like it looks orange hairy. But I mean, no. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
Disappointed.
I'd say orange hair isn't good enough. In this day where in age where I've smoked a lot of really definite orange, there's absolutely no doubt about it. It's like, do you know how there's a lot of fruity strains where it definitely tastes fruity, but you can't really put your name on what fruit you're tasting. But that it is different with orange and like lemons and stuff like that. I find like it is, you can be very definitive.
Yeah. That's why I got it, because I was like, oh, Caribou talks about this freaking orange stuff. And that's the first time I've ever seen it. And I thought, and everybody else is talking about cookies. I wonder if you mix them, if it'll be any good. And I want to say, no, it's not orangey. And I don't know what cookies is supposed to be like. So I'm just not all that impressed.
You know what, cookies is, it'll do the job for you. It's just, I'm one of those people that isn't a huge fan of it. But you know what? You got guys like Fluff who absolutely love stuff like wedding cake, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's your medicine, that's your medicine, and it works for you. So
there's some decent cookie crosses. I think cookies got a lot of hype, and then it just got spread out like a whore and mixed with everything very quickly.
But it seems to be fucking everywhere.
It does, truly does.
Yeah.
It is everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not bad, but if I remember correctly, that's a sativa dominant, so I kind of linger away from those personally, but I don't hate them. But you know, me growing a cookie wasn't logical. I'll occasionally buy some cookies. Like there's been so many different variety of cookies that I've come across that I've lost track of the names of them, of how many different kinds I've actually had, like within the last 2 months, and some kind of cross of a cookie. So yeah, it seems to be in everything lately. So maybe that's what the problem is. People need to stop sticking cookies in everything. I mean, it's not like with Santa Claus. We need something else, you know.
That's one of the reasons why I purposely try and avoid it. Well, when you can, but there's like, man, you look at shit like even sake souffle, right? Is it biscotti or baklava? I think it's biscotti, isn't it? Right? So that'll go back to cookies somewhere somehow down their line because it's a pastry, right? But you know, like that was fucking good stuff. And to me, actually smelled and tasted a lot like Golden Goat, which I absolutely fucking love. So,
okay. My first impression of the White Widow Banana OG, I think when it gets some cure on it, definitely gonna be a lay you out kind of medicine.
Oh, you think so?
Like, oh yeah, no, so yeah. Well, I don't know, so I'm gonna guess so. Because right now, it's got no cure, and as you can tell, not talking well. My eyes are getting heavy, so I'm going to hop off and go to bed. Work in the morning.
All right, Hoobie. Thanks for jumping on with us, brother.
Sleep well.
Thanks, Hoobie.
Later, Hoobie.
Raider, I see you talking, Raider, but you're on mute. Love you, buddy.
Washer, dude.
Cheers, Hoop.
See you, chat. See you, Dan.
Cheers, Hoop.
Tony, G-Bay, everybody. Cat, Crazy Papa.
Later, man.
Yeah, it was there.
I was just showing off your Fire OG 2.0 bean narrator. it's looking nice and strong, the strongest of everything we popped on that day.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's good news, man. Good news. So the one that Kubi was just talking about was the White Widow Banana OG. He ran it 9 weeks, and I mean, from the looks of it and from what he's telling me, he seems to be fairly well. No problems whatsoever. But that's not to say, there are probably maybe some bad beans out there. I don't know. I mean, Hoovie's the first one to run the White Widow, so he's given me some good results so far. And we'll just kind of hang tight and see what else everyone else comes up with. They were testers that were sent out, and I really thought, the CBG, it's like the indica of a CBD, right? And then the banana OG being a heavy indica itself. So I'm thinking, okay, 1-to-1 and heavy, right? On the indica side, and so far from what he's telling us, it's there. We'll hopefully we get some more updates on that and see where that's at. But yeah, I'm excited about that Firefly as well. That Firefly is Rostin Jeff's Firefly, which is the same lemon skunk he used for the Lemon Jeffrey. And so Lemon Jeffrey is comes in a feminized form, and it is lemon skunk to his golden goat, right? The Firefly is his lemon skunk to the Arise. So
Okay.
that's the difference there. And that was the one that was used to cross to the banana OG there.
Okay, that could be freaking interesting. Some lemon and some banana in there. Yeah. I'm hoping that it will lead a little bit more indica-ish, because that would be like I've been running a lot of Rasta Jeff stuff, and I fucking love pretty much all of it. The worst thing I can say about any of it was, yeah, that was good. Yeah, and with a smile on my face too, right? I'm not trying to downplay. But the problem with this, most of his stuff is not bedtime, put you on the couch weed. And that's what I need to start looking for, is something that'll be able to do that to me. I've been thinking really hard lately about maybe getting a pack of the purest indica from the AGC Co website. So that's like NL1 basically, is my understanding of it. There's like 11 different NLs, and purest indica is like NL1. I could be wrong on that, but that is my interpretation. What he's getting off that. It's supposed to be pretty heavy. So I think that'd be fun to play with. And
Yeah,
NL2,
that's one. That NL is one that I've been wanting to flirt with, for the longest time, just for the simple fact that it is the heavy hitter, right?
Yeah.
And luckily, we have one of the, I think 311 was kind enough to pass some NL5 cuts around. Todd McCormick's
yeah,
NL5, so that's
Fuck
floating
yeah.
around right now. So I'm hoping I come across it here real soon, and we'll see what happens with that.
Well,
Depends
if
on
I-
how much
I-
money you got.
We'll
Yeah.
talk later, Dan.
I was thinking that, yeah, if I get my hands on that purest indica, the NL2, and I might get some NL5 just because, if I'm able to do it, why not? If you're making an order, right? And good chance I'll probably do reproductions on all three of those, just because I really enjoy playing around with a lot of this newer stuff that's out there, but like you hear a lot about the old school stuff, and I want to see if this is like any of the things that I could remember seeing and smelling from back in high school, and just see how far back we can go with that, or maybe it'll be completely different. Maybe I've never smoked Northern Lights before. My guess would be is I probably have, just not known it, because the first probably 10 years I smoked weed, there wasn't strains. There was just good weed and bad weed. And there's a few towards the end of my time smoking weed. There's a few strains that you'd come to hear about, but White Widow and Early Pearl and a few others, but like it's usually just good and bad weed. And what are the odds that someone was actually growing Northern Lights and just, you know, I didn't ever think to ask for a strain name. Didn't realize there was strain names. I just thought there was this really cool plant that you smoked it and it got you high, and never thought more and beyond that.
Yeah, going back to the '90s, I'm in, mid '90s, late '90s, when it was the thing, right? So all these new strains started popping out, and what the dispensaries would do out in California is whatever the hottest strains would be at that time. For example, that Gorilla Glue when it came out, right? They would change labels on a lot of this bud, this dispensary bud, and call it Gorilla Glue #4, and so you get a lot of this fucking weed that you be smoking, and it's not the real shit, and a friend of a friend says it's Northern Lights or White Widow or whatever it was, the happening strain back then, right? And you never know. But now I think it's gotten to the point where a lot of that's been filtered out, and a lot of these growers that are around now are more educated when it comes to identifying or knowing or history of that specific strain, and following it back. Like one that I've been trying to get my hands on for like the longest time, Skywalker OG. That's another one. I've had Skywalker OG from a dispensary out in California, and I thought it was the greatest shit. I had it one other time after that, but it was on the streets from somebody telling me it was a Skywalker OG. When I smoked it, it did not smoke or smell like the Skywalker OG I had out in California. Now, if you tell me the Skywalker OG I had from California, from the dispensary, to the one I had in the streets, which one am I going to lean towards? And this is recently. Now, back in the day, it's a different story, right?
I would say probably the fucking better one. I've had the what I would call luxury of smoking Skywalker on basically 2 occasions. And I don't know if it was Skywalker OG. I just know Skywalker was in the name and likely crossed with it in there. The first time was a Skywalker plant, this little tiny thing that it grew so fucking painfully slow, and your harvest weight was just ended up not being worth it, and it looked like shit, but man, it was so fucking good. So and we did keep that around for about 3 runs before it was finally like, you grow out a clone for 4 months, and you're lucky if you get more than about 3/4 of an ounce off this plant, right? And it was just, you can't do that. It's just wasting space. That the next time it was Skywalker something with White Castle was the cross, and we bought a QP. The shit was fire. Me and my buddy Jason sat in my kitchen and fucking pressed up fucking rosin, the better part of that QP, and that is like the best rosin pressing experience I've ever had, because my kitchen just stunk like fucking terpenes. We're to the point where your eyes burn, but in a good way. And we're doing dabs as we're going because you got to sample the material, and it was just great. I remember the Axe, who's always a bit of a lightweight, with nothing wrong with that. And some people just don't. And she wouldn't do a lot of dabs. I remember she did a dab and she disappeared. And she's one of those things when you get it, one of those things where you get it, you get anxiety and you just like go and like fold laundry or something like that to keep your mind busy, so you don't realize you're about to lose your fucking mind. I figured she was doing that. And so Jason and I, we finished pressing, and doing dabs, and he was home for the night. And I go to fucking look for the friggin' X to see if she's folding laundry. And she's sitting on the step to the downstairs bathroom, just like facing her lap, and just like white as the wall behind me. It's like, to the best of my knowledge, that was the last time she's ever done a dab.
That's funny
I had,
story.
I took some of
I
this
walked
hash rosin and I made, and some of the employees at the dispensary there got a little over their head.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I
I love
thought
hearing
because it
that.
was homemade that I just do a bigger dab because you're like okay.
there you go.
Good luck.
That.
Yeah, apparently he got sick.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. We had some friends of ours that they kind of the wife got them in the divorces, I guess what you could say. But they would come over. We'd have our fucking family smoke out nights where we do all fucking cook dinner, eat dinner, or whatever. The adults go outside to smoke and have fun and all that because we weren't drinkers, any of us. And their son, like 19 years old, I think he was, and like just like a phenomenal guitar player. Like forget every bit of guitar playing pretty much that I can do is on the bass is due to this kid. Like real good at the bluesy, Joe Bonamassa, Eric Clapton-y type stuff. And I guess there's a couple times that he would, trying to keep up with fucking Dad and Brad sort of thing. And for to hear the next time they were over, yeah, we had to stop and let Nick puke on the way home again. So it's like, yes, it's the stories I like to hear. But he was a trooper, every day or every time he's back in there trying to keep up again. Usually, these are like the special occasions, right? Where it's like that's like our version of go about going and drinking with your friends, right? Where instead of hammering back beers and rye and all that stuff, we're just sitting there doing dabs and fucking joints like crazy because that's what we do to get effed up.
Okay.
Oh man. You guys, I always say this all the time. I don't know if you guys seen the way that I hung those.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That was a good image there. They're all uniform, just right in line, I like that.
It's the small things that count when you start to process trees. In one plant, give fuck whatever, man. Sit on your couch like prophets doing and fucking hacks and branches. When you get into 7 or so of these fucking trees, you need to start to get systematic. So
Tell
if anyone's getting like, you know what I mean, not sidetracked, what's the word I'm looking for? Overwhelmed.
You tell me you have tell me you have OCD without telling me you have OCD.
Right. I love how you make the cuts right there. I do the same thing so I can hang them up.
No, it's great,
really,
man.
really helps. Big time.
That's great. I've never thought about doing that. Like, because I'm one of those guys that where I do like for me to do more than about 3 plants at a time doesn't happen too often because I purposely try to keep it that way. And I'll hang the whole plant up kind of thing. So but that's eventually hopefully I'll get the hell out of this place. I'll be able to grow on a little bit better scale, and that's something to think about right there.
And the thing too is always hang them on the same side. So like say for instance, if I needed to grab a handful of these, I could pick those all up right off the. You know what I mean? So if you need to transport them or move them to another area or they're done or whatever the next step is, you can transport 5 or 6 at a time. Big whole branches work too. Like if you don't have to buck them down to this, don't. This is a process I'm doing because I'm indoors, and I'm going to be moving stuff around. These eventually have to go into this tent because this area doesn't hold the moisture after about day 2. The moisture is fucking. See you later. We're at 49% right now. Sorry, that's upside down, but 64 degrees and 49%. So they're drying out a little faster than I'd like right now, but that'll be fixed by tonight. So I'm not too worried. Yeah, little tip.
Looking good though, dude. Looking
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
Chili bean.
Very nice.
And then it smells like some weird kind of orange peel or something. It'll be good.
Speaking of orange,
I don't like the terp on it. It's like kind of like yucky to me. I'll say just like that, yucky. But it the effect of it is like, hey, I'm happy. Let's fucking hang out and talk and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, it's funny now because at first the terp, I'm like, ugh, get away. But then it was all I had to smoke that one time. Then my friends grew it, and I was like, I gotta smoke their weed. It's good weed. Literally, it's good weed. And yeah, I was like, wow, that's gross, but fuck, does it ever make me feel awesome? So now the terp is like, my body's starting to recognize it, and it's not so disgusting to my nose anymore. It's more like, no, buddy, that's good. Remember? Every time you smoke that, you giggle. So like, get past the fucking smell. Right? So,
Right.
pretty neat. The jelly bean. It's not recommended for outdoors, though. I don't recommend it for outdoors. I don't know what they say for, like, I don't know what the breeder pack says for growing. But it seemed like a very soft plant, like very susceptible to rot at the end of the season. This one didn't seem very hardy. Indoors, I'm sure it fucking kicks ass. But outdoors, it seemed very soft and kind of. That could also be my growing. I didn't maybe pound silica to it as much as I should have, or something. But whatever. Hey, Lucas.
Hi, I'm officially here now. I changed my name.
Hey,
Lucas.
Lucas.
Party.
Cheers, Lucas.
Hello.
Hi.
My freaking carb cap fell off when I was waving at you. And I was like, oh shit, I don't want it to break because it's got a really fancy cactus on it. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, no, you don't
I
try to
caught
get
it
that.
between my fucking, like, with my calves. Like, I just scissored it up.
Yeah, I
Hey,
do
but
that.
it was hot as fuck, and I'm wearing shorts, so I had to let it go right away because it hurt. Like,
Hurt.
it didn't break though. Hey, that's the moral of the
Did you
story.
tattoo yourself a little bit of burn there?
There might be. It's going to leave a mark for at least a few days, I suspect.
Most things I do leave marks.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Don't go there.
So I fucking love
Nasties.
this lady.
Huh?
You're my
Oh.
favorite. So I love you, man. You're my favorite by far.
Thank you.
So,
I had to come in. I was tripping on shit and I couldn't do anything anymore outside. It was raining on me and shit.
what's
Man.
Lucas smoking on tonight?
Well, I was smoking on lobsters, grape fritter, and in the process of coming in, I couldn't find the bag. I lost 3 things out there. That's why I came in. I just kept losing shit. And, so now I had to switch to Limelights, which I like both, but I was really liking that grape fritter. He grows a nice plant.
He was just he was in the pre-show before we went live, and he was showing us what he's got going on. And like, it looks like
Yeah,
a man
what
got
did
talent.
he get shy and take off for the real show?
Yeah. That's all good though. Like I was saying, I think that was only the 3rd time I've ever actually kind of got to, well, close to face, right? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Actually speak to him this way, and it was great. So very thankful for that. And anytime someone wants to show us some kick-ass plants, well, we're down to look at them. So, you know how that is.
I sure do.
You got any plans for the weekend? Trim jail. Everybody is.
Not
eh?
even, it's harvest jail at this point. It's not even
Ooh.
trim jail. I'm outside wrestling and washing for dirt and mildew and shit.
Okay, yeah.
And fuck, I got so much out there. But I got Bees and Michelle coming tomorrow night. They're not going to actually probably be out in my grow doing shit, but I'll have them in the dry room snipping. And I was going to broadcast from there tonight, and I realized I can't turn the lights on in there, and trying to do shit right. I can't doing that. So I came out in the living room. We're at 65 instead of 62. Yeah. I usually run this place at 70, 71 all the time. I don't care. Man, it's cold.
Yeah. I'm sitting up
I
here
get
with the window open and the air conditioner's going. It's 60. What did I say? Where's my thermometer?
My AC won't take anything under 65.
That's not bad. 65.
But it's the 50s outside right now, so all I gotta do is open a window and
So we're 2 brownies down so far.
Nice.
so or pot brownies,
They are shadow brownies.
shattered brownies, should do be.
Shatterizers.
Oh, you do like an adventure, don't you, GB?
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's get these into us. Kids are in bed, so whatever.
Yeah, sounds like time to have fun right there. I just heard my name called, so I'll be right back, guys.
Yep. Miss G-Base's down at the dispo still till 10:30. Another 10 minutes.
We just left.
Caribou.
Oh, geez, he'll be back. Probably.
He'll be back.
Probably. How you doing,
Maybe.
Prophet?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I hurt like a bitch. I should have took my RSO, which I haven't done yet. I'll be getting
Come
on
on.
that in a minute.
Get on it.
In the fridge. I gotta go all the way to the fridge. Or I could go to the dry room / dining room, but
Which one's
I
closer?
don't want to turn the lights on all the time.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Shoot me your directions. I will come to your house. I'll get it for you and give it to you.
Okay. I live right here.
Okay. I'm only like way over on the other side, so I'll be there in a few days.
Really
All right,
close.
but that's where I'm at. I'm right here. Well, actually, I'm just
All right.
inland just a little bit. But right
Try
there.
not to get pulled over, Prophet.
Yeah, don't be driving no Versa, man. You ain't gonna make it.
No way.
Okay. In all honesty,
I told my daughter, no, it wasn't my daughter. I told that story to, oh, anything grows. I said, yeah, they were driving this Versa. And I said, 3 people in a Versa and all their shit. I said, I can't even imagine. And so she pulls it up online and it shows the Versa. She goes, oh, that looks big. I go, oh, no. Pull up one where there's like a human in the picture too. And she pulled up another picture and it came up to like the dude's armpit at the roof. And I said, yeah, that's about what he was dealing with. Like a little car that looks
non-stop.
like
Yeah.
Many hours. Many hours. I
I
drove
was
that.
just shocked that it even had power windows. Usually them babies only have the crankers.
Did it?
Yeah, it did have power windows. I was amazed it actually made it up to the fucking cabin. I'll be honest with you. Like, I was shocked the car actually made it up to the cabin.
What year is
Well, you
it?
drifted it up in there. I mean,
I
you must
mean-
have been going 80. I mean, my God.
It was moving, dude. I had to. I was like, I gotta get this thing moving so I can get up
Dodging
this
possums
fucking
and shit.
mountain. Yeah, no, I dodged one, I killed 2.
Two.
But yeah, fucking, and then I got it stuck in the ditch backing up because I didn't want to block the road, and yeah.
So how many encounters from the airport to the campsite did you have with the police?
Two.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
2. Only because I asked the cop how to get to the next road because the road I was driving on that the GPS was telling me had a giant blockage. So, I was just like, so if I wanted to keep going that way and get past this, how do I get there? So that was a nice encounter. And so it was actually the first encounter given the circumstances, I have to say. They're much nicer than any cop I may have gotten if I got pulled over. Here, doing that, it would have been a much more painful experience, I imagine. And
Okay, so let's back up to that question. So let's go 7 days before the camp. How many encounters with
Great.
3
Was
or
it
4?
3?
Yeah,
No.
because you did the
Oh
all together.
yeah, well,
The morning before.
fuck.
there's no
No,
way
that
around
same,
this. Bro.
that same morning I crashed my wife's car and had to deal with the fucking cops.
2 cops.
2 cops. 2. So
Very angry
and,
wife.
and a very angry wife, which I was more worried about than the fucking police. And
These were all like.
yeah, so it was
I was away from me.
I didn't actually think of that, but it's probably the most police encounters I've had in 1 week in a very long since I was like
You should just go
fucking 20, 21
I was
doing
incarcerated
stupid
that time.
I've done it.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. So you had 3 encounters with law enforcement within 1 week.
Yeah.
It's like trauma.
Yeah, but 4
All
cops.
positive too.
Well, the first one wasn't positive. It was I put $17,000 worth of damage on my wife's car, and they were like, "You were driving fast," and I'm like, "That's not even possible where I'm at and how I could do it." So, the back and forth between that and the fact that I was like, I walked 2 houses up. Like I said, it was the first telephone pole before my house, so I walked 2 houses up to get my wife because fucking OnStar was asking about her. I'm like, yeah, hold on, I can get her. Like, I'm literally 2 houses before my fucking house. Like I'm saying it to the OnStar lady. So I go and get my wife, bring her back, and they wanted to charge me with leaving the scene of an accident. And I was like, well,
hold on. Were you playing tag with a telephone pole?
I wasn't playing tag with it. It wanted to be a brake for my car. That I was casually riding at without even pushing the accelerator.
Hold up. It wanted to be a brake, or you made it a brake?
Well, that's the eternal question. You know what I'm saying? If you can answer that one, then I guess you probably have all.
If a telephone pole hits your car, but nobody sees it, was it an accident?
It shouldn't have fucking been there. All right.
They don't jump out.
They do.
They don't.
Oh,
They
yeah, we've
do.
said that before. Telephone poles.
It's
I
not
got-
like he bumped the pole.
Thanks, Dan. Now I got
Just
3 of
make it
them
clear.
Oh, they know.
hammering at me
They're
right now.
ganging up on him. They're ganging up on him.
I was just trying to figure out if it was a tag moment, like you were like yelled out the window, "Yeah!" and then drove off.
There was barely any damage on no damage on the pole, nothing. But unfortunately, the side of the car folded like a tin can, man. Like I didn't feel, like I said, like the airbags didn't go off. There's no skid marks. I had to take a left-hand turn and slow down. There's a dump truck. The dude parks right before the turn every fucking morning that I have to slowly squeeze my fucking ass through.
It's only one car can go through.
And straight up, like, all it took was, dropping the phone and just being like, damn, I don't want to get that stuck under the brake, and leaning down for a second and looking up. Just in that instance, even though there was nobody fucking there, I just kind of leaned it to the left a little as I was taking a left-hand turn. I might have overlefted it. And yeah, like I said, it stopped me. And I looked up. I looked up and I was like, why am I stopped? And then there's a fucking pole right there, dude.
Not to crash.
Not like I crashed into it. Like I said, the cops wow, the damage on this car looks like you were doing. I'm like, dude, no.
So within a 7-day span, you had 3 encounters with law enforcement and 2 car accidents.
Correct.
I don't count the second one. I count that
It's not
as
a real accident. That
paint
was-
transfer in NASCAR or whatever,
And apparently 2 possums went over the Rainbow Bridge. Let's not forget them.
One was a raccoon.
And a
Oh, now there was a
fox in
coon
there.
involved too. Oh, wow.
Oh, and a branch in the neck.
Yeah.
and that's just getting there to see you guys. All right.
That
It's a
was
good
just
story
Friday.
when
That's
we've
what I
heard it
went
5
through.
times and it's still good.
Yeah, dude, that's what I went to just to see you guys, and I was relentless. I was not stopping. Okay, even when I got there, yeah, I meant without relent. Okay, even when I got there, God threw me a whammy by jamming a branch through her neck, and it's just like
You were
I want to
definitely.
correct you. That was an ent that did that. You fucked with the ents and they fucked you back.
whoever the fuck it was decided to add that to the end of my night. You know what I'm saying? Like, my night hadn't been grand to begin with, like traveling on a plane and then having
So when
to
did
drive.
you get the idea to eat mushrooms along this adventure? When did that come up?
When I met up with you.
You ate when the second day? You didn't. I thought you were on them the first day too.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. I was just
That
overtired.
makes it sadder.
I was just really
Shit.
fucking tired because I was up since 6:30 and
Yeah.
everything I went through and doing like
I guess it
7,
was just
8,
all
9 drives.
that were on the mushrooms.
Yeah, all you guys were, and I was doing my best not to freak anybody out while at the same time not freaking myself out when I came
Right.
across Grey Widow and that her situation and not freak her out. But there was a different me actually operating at that moment because of how calmly I actually handled the situation and like, high and tight had my back, thank God for him too. But like,
But a different you. So normally would you have been like,
no, like it was more
that would have
like
been you, right?
I was already freaking out to begin with because I've been stuck in the car and I'm hearing my name being screamed through the woods like she's being fucking massacred. All right.
Well,
So-
yeah, just about. She had a fucking entire stick of branch hanging out.
So she had a legitimate reason, but I thought she was kind of just, being a little melodramatic, but I didn't come up to her at the time yet. Okay. So, yeah. So when you come up upon this situation where you're like, all right, if I pull this could get bad and I'm in the middle of the woods and I have no way to stop the bleeding. Like that's all that was like anything I could possibly think of was going through my head at that moment when I couldn't cleanly pull it out in one shot. So I was just like, all right, I gotta get help. And the only way I can get help is get her out of the middle of the fucking woods. So yeah, so I mean there was a different me running because if it was like my regular me, I was so exhausted, dude, that like that would have just totally like made me snap a tweak or something. It just would have been the icing on the cake at that moment, like, oh great. It ain't a party unless somebody bleeds out. It's like,
Yeah, I
like,
heard that, but I don't believe it.
yeah.
I will say this, it was that moment that Lobster got my utmost respect as a human being. When Paula come running up looking for a sharp knife, he said, I got a sharp knife, but he ain't getting involved in this shit.
Yeah.
And I said, that's right, dude. There's DNA. You don't add yours to the mix.
I hear you. But Bees had the actual perfect tool when he pulled that out of his pocket. The Swiss Army knife you always laugh at, like the mini one.
Did you give her the big corkscrew?
Yeah. No. Well, maybe. But the scissors there, man, they made it perfect. Better than trying to. Okay, is that deep enough? Did I cut it? Oh shit! Is that like that's all I was thinking of is how many times is high and tight gotta have to make a swipe in that one spot to actually cut it before he got through it. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want to go too hard or whatever. But the scissors definitely worked out perfect. And yay,
Right,
Swiss
so
Army
that-
knife scissors.
I'm damn near breaking out in a sweat just listening to this, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Glad I
So
was
am I.
Not
Yeah.
my circus, not my knife. That's what I
Yeah.
heard from Lobster.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I showed up the day after all this had happened. I'm like, I'm hearing stories. I'm like, what happened? And
lot.
they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You don't
Like I was
even know.
like I was saying, everybody was tripping and I knew that. So like I'm trying to keep cool and not fuck everybody's vibe up, So like I'm just trying to keep everything like I usually do on a low key and like in the shadows and shit. So there's only like a select few that really know what's going on. Just so like I don't fuck up the vibe down there because I already knew what was going down.
Bro,
I'm like, yeah, I just
Bro,
need
that
to
shit
show
hit
up.
like a turd in a punch bowl, man.
Do it.
I think
Fucking
everybody
turn
How
knows
long
what's
did it
going
take?
on.
to
Everybody
infiltrate the
knew,
whole
bro.
crowd?
I know, I was trying not to.
Nobody could be reliable for to be a witness about anything. Especially you, Dan.
I was just trying to chill, bro.
Yeah. I didn't even
If you
see
would
you
have
until
chilled
the next
anymore, you
day.
would have been a corpse.
Yeah.
I was just trying to chill.
Roxanne, you want to go
I
out?
was like, why'd y'all wait for me to eat the mushrooms to have all this shit pop off?
Because you didn't
Because
wait
that
for
was
me to
clearly
show
the
up.
best time to do it.
You didn't wait for me to show up first, man.
Well,
I
hindsight
honestly
says,
feel
don't
for you.
pass joint, he can't have any. And I thought, that's pretty fucking rude. So I go to pass it to him and he literally could not have any.
I feel you, Dan. If I would have been ripping on shrooms and that would have went off, I probably would have just stood up and started walking the opposite direction.
I remember listening to Paula's version of this story, and she's going on. She'd been in like come across Dan a few times in the coming and going, and they're trying to figure out how to get this fucking branch out of Widow's neck. And it's like every time she fucking would walk by Dan, it was like he's still just fucking losing his shit. I just trying to like, why y'all fucking with me? Why y'all fucking around this type of shit?
Dude, she rolled up on me and was like, yo, Dan, let me get your knife. We're trying to cut this stick out of one of these widows' necks. I was like, what?
What?
No, you will not get any kind of fucking object of fucking violence from me, bro. Back the fuck
Another
up.
smart man that knows about the DNA.
Listen, guys, I was gonna do it myself, and like, you know, obviously you were gonna be cleared of any issues. You know, like,
Obviously,
come on. I just needed to cut this shit out of her neck, but you know what?
Out of her neck.
You know how you see the cops, and then you'd be like, "We had a great conversation, and the cop really wasn't a bad dude." That shit never happens to me.
It never
They
happens to me
always
either.
pick me up. They always slam me on the ground. There's always some fucking jewelry that gets passed from them to me.
I thought I was fucked being an out of stater, especially like my
Where do
state.
you hang out, dude?
Yeah, right. Speeding through the state, and I was just waiting for him to make a fucking mockery out of me in some way, shape, or form. Oh, you little fucker, want to speed through my state, huh? But no, he saw I was losing my fucking mind, and he saw I had 5 more hours of driving after like the 5 hours I had prior. And he was like, just slow down and get to where you're going. I was like, yes, sir.
Why have we
And
come this
yeah,
way?
that was very pleasant. Like when he walked away, I was like telling the girls, I was like, I'm getting pulled out. I'm getting searched. There's no way I can.
You know what that tells me though, is that dude's home life fucking sucks. His old lady's a hag, man. Dude, just like because he walked up on that shit and he was like, oh my god, that's just like back at home. This guy needs a fucking break.
I'm trying to go on vacation.
Yeah, this guy's vacation. Holy
it was like National Lampoon's dude on the way.
If anything, you probably made his day because he figured what you were dealing with was way worse than what he was going through.
He went home happier. I'm glad I could brighten his day or everybody else's.
It might not have been in the intended way, but yeah, I think he probably just totally made his day in his life there. So like, here we are doing great things for people once again.
Oh, he saved me a trip of having to go to court back to Illinois, so I am appreciative of that.
Actually, you got to think hindsight for that, because that would have been encounter number 4 right there.
How do I explain? Well, add a couple of CSI forensics in there because I got to explain exactly what fucking happened.
What happened? So because I know your guys' interstate laws are fucking weird. You can't do weird shit in between states and stuff, and some things you can. What happens if you do get like a speeding ticket in Illinois or whatever, and you got to go to court or whatever the situation was in Illinois? What happens? You need to say fuck that and not show, or are you going to jail for not showing?
No, you gotta go, or you gotta make a call stating the fact that you can't go, so you could have the court over the phone. There is ways to avoid that. Otherwise, you end up with a warrant. You get grabbed up by your state, and if they'll hold you for a certain amount of days, at least here. And if that state wants to come get you and extradite you and to deal with your ass, and they can do it. See, my state is kind of vicious, and they'll come for you no matter where you are, but they don't ship anybody. Like, so
mine doesn't give a fuck. You can do it and get away with it. They're not coming to get you.
Population number up.
Yeah.
No, they will come for you.
Now, you ever come back and they catch you, they'll just go, "Oh, look at what we found. We got a little extra for you."
Yeah,
no, you got to pay Illinois to
you're
get
going to
that.
jail.
Otherwise, you stay here.
I'm not going to jail. I just want to chill.
Right?
Yeah, me too, man. I ain't going to jail either. Especially in
That,
Illinois.
That sort of just reminded me of a story of one of the very first houses I moved into with a bunch of buddies. After it was like, or actually, no, it was I think the weekend we moved in there. There's a whole bunch of us on mushrooms. Our buddy brought over fucking great big dinner plate just full of dried mushrooms. We're drinking and probably doing other drugs. And our neighbor from downstairs, because we had the upstairs, and the guy that actually owned the house, his son lived downstairs. And his son comes up with some beers, and he's just saying hi to the new neighbors. We're like, hey, yeah, come on in. We're partying, having a good time. And he seemed all right at first, and then after like a while, like everyone remember we're all fucked up on mushrooms and stuff. He just started doing like weird things, and then before long, he's like talking about like hacking people up with like fucking hatchets and machetes and shit like that. And I'm just like, what the fuck's going on right now? Is this dude?
How old
for
you know
real?
this guy?
And what's that?
How old you know this guy?
I didn't know him at all. He showed us the first time he'd ever been in our place. And we're all fucked up on mushrooms while he's talking like this. He's the landlord's kid, right? Live downstairs and just, a new neighbor. So let's come up and say hi sort of situations. It's fucking is like,
Hey,
the
neighbor.
fuck is going on
Did you
here?
make a movie about that?
They've made lots of movies just like that. Yeah, another thing that get me wondering, stuff like that. That dude had us wigged right the fuck out though. So he went bye-bye. But he had the coolest fucking dogs. There's another time. Like we tried to avoid him, but when you kind of run into each other at the same time, fucking at the door, and it's you kind of have to talk to him or at least say hi or whatever. He had this dog named Biscuit, and it would go. He had a tea towel that was always tied to the door, and this dog would go in and open the door of the fridge and go in and grab a bottle of beer. They had to be bottled for him to get his snout around it, a pit bull, but it would come and bring you a bottle of beer. And I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing.
So you go open it and go sliding out of your hands from the spit.
That part didn't actually happen, but I was like, okay, this is cool. And so I remember one time where I sit there having a beer with the guy, and I got to go get Diesenbach. He's got to see this, right? That's one of my roommates. We come down there, me and Diesenbach drank like a flat of this guy's beer just so his dog would bring us beer. It was fucking cool. Like I said, he was fucking weird in this. I don't think he actually was a murderer or anything like that. I think he was just a really weird guy. It had a fucked up aura about him. Let's just put it that way. To be avoided.
For
So
sure.
it looks like Miss G-Bay is home from work and she brought back some goodies.
Oh, show and tell time.
Hi. You're on mute. He's always on mute.
There we go.
Box of ISO wipes, keep scissors and stuff clean during harvest.
Nice.
I'll take
Every
some of
last
those.
day or two.
Some incense to keep the house not so stinky. She said cat piss and funk is what we got.
What is
going
that
on right
called?
now.
What's the name of that incense there? What's the name on that?
Juicy J, and they're lychee.
Lychee.
Lychee. And then what else did she bring me here? A cartridge, because I have no cartridge for my pen right now. So I got a pineapple paradise sativa cartridge from Spinach. Not so fancy. I'm sure it's like hot dog water, but
Yeah, I thought the flavor was actually spinach.
it's like this
That
is like
doesn't sound
your
cool at all.
econo cart. So like no high hopes, but it's for when I'm out and about and shit, and I got it just in my pocket.
For Supa.
I have to say,
actually, I'm not a big fan of that company's flour, but I like their carts. They don't clog. I don't know.
And then Miss G-Bay got this one. This one's heavy duty. Beurre Blanc, I guess.
Yeah.
French for white butter.
Okay.
It's a water hash infused pre-roll, LA Kush cake, 1 gram.
36%, and it's got a glass tip, which I will keep.
Ooh, just a tip.
Choo choo.
It smells good.
Fuck yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
These
Yeah,
are
some
awesome. I'll
tip,
be able to
though.
use those for sure.
Yeah, I dig that
Okay,
right
this is
there,
actually
man.
pretty sweet. This is why I bought it. So, oh, where's the camera?
Over on your
Right there, you're good.
There we go. So it's actually a ceramic tip. And it has this little nifty rubber piece on the bottom that you take off.
So you close it up. So
And I don't know if you can see in there, but it's actually got a built-in filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I like the size of it too. You can use that in some king size papers.
Size matters.
Smells decent. I mean, it is a pre-roll, but I just wanted to come home and get stoned. I didn't feel like doing anything.
Boom.
When we
Fired up.
I will eat about it. What's that?
Fired up.
Yeah.
Fired up.
when we rolled up to where we were kind of our meeting point
Yeah,
this
frog.
morning, my foreman fucking pulls up in the boom truck and he throws a fucking doobie tube of some pre-rolls through the window. He says, light those up, you guys can have those. And then talks about how he was smoking the third one out of the container and how he got maybe halfway through the joint and his lungs started to fucking hurt and he fucking was getting a headache and he fucking like felt like shit for the rest of the day and he still feels fucking shitty. I'm just like, and you want me to smoke that?
You're giving it to me. Why?
And then me and Cooper are sitting in the fucking truck, and he's like, "Here, man, light one of those up." And I was like, "Get fuck that damn near killed Rod." Like, he's a pretty seasoned pothead too. It's like I don't. Maybe it was just coincidental. I would say it's like I would like to think it's coincidental, and it wasn't something actually fucking weird with the weed, but that's pretty messed up. And then we were like re-questioning on him. It's like, well, did you feel kind of shitty beforehand? He's like, no, I felt fine. And then it was about half to 3/4 of the way through the joint. I just like started shit and didn't even finish it. It's like, wow.
Is it Faye?
Oh, that tastes
right
good.
back. That's why I'm getting that.
That tastes good.
Guys, that's creamy.
I'll give it the thumbs up. Sorry, the
Nice.
boy, go figure. Ain't no kids bugging us all night. Light a big joint, kid walks in. What the hell, man? Get out of here.
Oh, it never fails.
This is a adult only vicinity.
Well, no, it's kind of like fucking, the old lady starts getting down with a really good hummeroo there, and you get the kid banging on the bedroom door. Jesus.
I miss those days.
What's a door?
I missed those days. Oh, gee, babe.
Hey, Kingfisher says just give her the rest of the brownies. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm gonna eat more. I feel pretty high, but I could definitely eat a couple more. Maybe they're about 50 milligrams each, but I'll see if she's down with them before I dig into them.
I got a good, nice and kind of lifted feeling. Like I almost like gives me the want to like go up and then into the fucking keyboard. Got that kind of motion and rock kind of going on. It was wonderful, but nice and calm and relaxed.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've done edibles.
Kingfisher told me to give me the rest of the brownies. I'll eat them.
That's what I said. Okay, good.
At 50 milligrams, you
I
should
hate
be
when
able
you're
to
getting one in
eat
the
3
cup.
with no problem, right?
6 and a glass of milk.
I don't believe I don't like.
It tastes heavy. Tastes like sleep.
Yeah, just want to give a quick shout out to all our Patreon supporters for helping make the wheels on the bus go around as they do for us. We'll start off with the newest here, Thunderdan. Cheers, brother. Rosinman 82, Day Neutral Preserves, 311, Noob Grows, Hoobie Growing Doobies, Ziggy's Garden, South Nelson Farms, 420 Green Goddess, Astro Charlie, Colton Bridge, G-Bay Genetics, Lobster Bush, bro, Paula, BC Stoner Mom, Stony Rockefeller, Crazy Pop Mom, Raider Dank Mater, Hypothetical Genetics. Thank you all very much. It really means a lot to us. And everybody who's not find one on screen so I'm not distracted. Everybody's hanging out in the live chat with us. You're fucking kick ass too. And if you're not hanging out in the live chat, but I just told you where you ought to be. So get in with the cool kids, hang out there. It's an awesome spot. Dab frog seems like a good idea. That'll shut me up for a second. Hell yeah. Well, Stoney, what's going on with Catachronic, brother? I see you guys just released a new single recently. You guys got any shows coming up, or what's going on? You got another EP, more singles in coming up soon? What's going on?
No, we haven't been doing much of anything. We're gonna jam tomorrow. We haven't played in a while. We had a show, got canceled, and then I think we got another one next month. Some sort of little Christmas thing for the CBD company that's out here. We've done a couple little gigs for them. They've had some parties on their little farm, and pretty cool place. Acre of CBD plants growing, and actually they hold weddings there.
Huh.
Right there
Nice.
next field of plants. And so
That's cool.
pretty cool.
That's cool. Well, we'd love to get you guys back to jam for us a little more sometime, and doesn't have to be immediate future, but just start putting the feelers out there that we'd love to get you guys back at some point. I think we had you guys last New Year's Eve, didn't we? Or for a show?
Yeah. I'm
Actually,
sure we could do it again. We're not very busy. My kids want to get on the show, I think.
No, Dad.
You hear that? Dad.
So
So we know what time it is. It's time for me to say goodbye because I have to do something that can't be caught on camera.
Dad.
Peace, everybody.
all right, have a great
Thanks,
night.
brother.
Tony.
Peace, Tony.
My hat now.
Everybody.
Cool dad.
I honestly can't think of a fucking thing to say. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting here looking, and it was just like think, and it was just like even like Winnie the Pooh, think, but no, not.
I got a million things to say, but I don't want to monopolize. So, oh, by the way, before we do go, I want to say, Crazy Pop Mom, I really like your makeup.
Thank you. I'm having a lot of fun. I may never stop. I'll be doing this in the middle of January.
Oh boy, we're gonna change modes,
Yeah,
are
I
we?
mean, it seems to get better every week too. Like from one week to the next, it's like you can see the improvement and everything, and it's. I'm curious
appreciate
to see
that.
what we're gonna see for Halloween.
That should be
Right?
pretty spooky.
Yeah, I don't even
Yeah.
know. Okay, so I don't plan anything and I don't watch videos much. So once in a while I'll catch something on a show and I'll be like, oh my God, that's cool. But then I go and think, okay, I'm going to do that. And then I go, okay, I'm just going to pick some colors. And then I just do something and I'm like, well, that's nothing of what I just thought I was going to do. So I really have no idea when I start. So this was supposed to be my pumpkin, but about 15 minutes ago, I was talking to my daughter and I realized I forgot my pumpkin lines. So, it might look great, but I still forgot stuff. So
Oh, I thought it was like a skeleton type devil.
and that works too, because that's probably why I
Nasty, huh?
stopped and forgot about the pumpkin thing, but I am completely orange and not red. It might not show that on the camera.
I
But
thought you were
I
a
still
pumpkin.
have
Cool,
pumpkin
though.
lines.
Yeah,
See?
I thought you were a pumpkin.
Okay. It just depends on the way you're looking at it, I guess. But thank you. I appreciate you saying it's getting better because I felt like I had no skills just to put on regular makeup. But I do this shit and I'm just like, oh, this is fun and I could do this every day
Yeah,
of the
there's
week.
no blending involved.
It started with my butterfly. I was like, wow, That was kind of fantastic because I didn't know I could do that. I only just used to do, if you guys remember last year, I did the spider and the cobweb. That's my signature look. I've been doing that since I've been a kid. But all this other stuff, I'm just like, wow, I didn't know I had some cool things going on. But then now I'm really crafty with the arts and crafts instead of just crocheting and stuff like that. So it's all coming out.
Nice.
Yeah. So who knows for Halloween? Who knows? Who knows? You never know. Does anybody else other than Prophet actually do something to dress up or anything? Or do you go to parties or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't put any forethought really into it. I might put some silly makeup or let the daughter do something to me because I get her for Halloween this year. So I'll run around, take her trick or treating and stuff like that. And I've got no problems getting into the spirit of it, but it's kind of at the same time I'm busy and I'm not time, effort, and all that. So if we've got a few hours from the time I pick her up from school, so if she gets ready, she wants to be a zombie cheetah last time I heard. So that's interesting.
Cheetah.
Yeah, a zombie cheetah.
Pretty cool.
So not sure how we're gonna pull that one off exactly. And then she wanted to dress Dad up, make him look like a fool. That's all in fun. And I got no problem with that too.
Correction, crazy part, Mom. I don't dress up. This is just how I dress.
No, that's not what I meant. You have actually dressed up a little bit.
Yes. I did go with the flow on that one. I added the hat.
You did. I don't care. You dressed up. You looked fabulous. You didn't put much work into it. You claim, but I thought you looked amazing. So as far as I'm concerned, you dressed up with me.
I'll take that. The only thing that was a costume added that wasn't my regular wardrobe was the hat.
It worked so well, it didn't matter. I really sort of I thought we all dressed up, me and you. But yeah, I expected more of people to do stuff around me everywhere, and nobody does anything. So I'm just the fucking weirdo. So when you joined the weirdo-ness, I was like, yay!
Oh, we're all mad down here.
Which is good for me.
How did you know when it happened?
Fit right in.
We do.
He's always had a degree
well
of weirdo-ness to him.
Well,
Creative
remember,
weirdo-ness.
and Bluetooth, remember, we are the shit show.
We are the shit show.
Which is why I figure I can get away with this all year round.
Yeah, no, it is let your freak flag fly, sister. It's total acceptance for that kind of shit. I love it. Fuck, I just like went blank again. I had something semi.
Hey, so Halloween falls on what day?
I think it's a Monday. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's a Monday.
31st.
The 31st.
Thank you.
That's a Monday. Okay.
That sucks for the teachers on Tuesday.
So the 28th would be the Friday. So that would be our last shit show before Halloween. We will have a show on Sunday.
Yep.
And
oh, you're gonna make me get up and put on makeup in the fucking morning?
Well, say, wait, are we dressing up for
what do we
shit
got
show?
planned for that weekend, man?
I myself put no thought into it, but that's I'm one of those people that I don't even know that there's a holiday coming until like the week before. Someone at work will be like, "Oh, we don't have to come to work Friday," and I'll be like, "Fuck yeah," So it's so we would have the Sunday morning show. Also, there'll be a Monday morning show too. That happens. I'm down for dressing up.
I actually think I did wake up for last Sunday's freaking morning show just so I could do my makeup. I want to go back.
Did you just look it up?
I'm really sure I did.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we and since we do the Friday night shit show, I say people want to dress up Friday night too, do it as well. How many people? Because let's face it, like Halloween doesn't happen on the weekend every year. But how many people go to parties when Halloween falls on a Wednesday? but you're gonna go the one or the weekend before kind of thing and still dress up and have your adult shenanigans fun, right? So we can do the same.
Speaking of shenanigans.
Maybe I'll put
Yes.
some effort into
Let's
it.
do this, everyone.
The Sunday
I'm game.
morning will be fun. Everyone waking up. If you're, is that what you said? You want to do it Sunday, and then some people
We
can
could
do
do
it
a
Friday
Friday,
too.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Monday.
Well,
You
if,
guys are
if,
gonna dress up on Sunday morning.
if people care enough to dress up on Sunday morning, yes, feel free to dress up Sunday morning.
That would be the best because it's gonna be everyone's cranky and shit. And it's hilarious. Everyone will be like fucking crooked mask.
You should do it for the shit show because everybody's already got probably wasted from the
True.
day anyway.
True. Well, both. I don't know. It's
Well,
funny. Either or.
it's I'm game, and I totally see what G-Bait's getting at, but at the same time, fuck man, the wake and bake does start at fucking 6 a.m. my time, and that's
Dude, I don't know how you fucking do it, bro. Seriously, when I was out in California and I was like, oh my God, this is too early.
that's the disgusting thing is I am up between 2 and 4 o'clock every morning. 4 o'clock is sleeping in, 3 o'clock is like a legitimate 3:30 is about an average for sleeping till. And then I'll get other nights where the other night where I was up just before 12:30 and not getting back to sleep. It's disgusting. But those are extreme. That doesn't happen too typically. It's what I call my internal exhaustion clock, where if I'll get exhausted to the point where I'll spend like an entire weekend just kind of lounging around, not doing much, sleeping and getting a bunch of naps in throughout the days off. Just go to work Monday morning just feeling good, and I'm a morning person, so I get up most mornings feeling great. And then, but I'll just every day, you get a little bit more tired, and for whatever reason, the more tired I get, I will seem to wake up a little bit earlier. And then after about a month and a half, it just kind of hits a wall where it's like, okay, we're going to spend another weekend just napping and not doing much. And it's, yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't mind getting up at 5. 5 seems like a decent number to be getting up at. But when you start doing 4, I start getting like downright pissed off about that. Sometimes it's like, hey, there'll be some days where I'll be like, no, I am not getting out of bed today, and I'll talk to myself just like that, and it's and then like half hour later, you're just like, yeah, I don't think I can lay here anymore. So I'll get up, we'll put the coffee on. That's how I do that, Raider. So that's a pretty long-winded explanation. Yeah, that's how.
Well,
Yeah.
I used to go through the same thing. I used to go through the same thing, man. There was some Sundays I was just like, nah, I can't do it. Just can't do it. And then I'm already up at like 7 and shit. And you're like, well, the show is in for 2 more hours. So, I mean, all right, fuck it. Might as well do the show. I'm up, So, I mean, there were many times that I was like, nah, I'm just going to sit on my ass and do nothing.
But like the other thing, though, is ever since I was about 20 years old, just about every job I've had starts at 6 or 6:30 in the morning. I'm just saying that hasn't been designed, but the way I've always looked at it is it's lucky. You're usually off by 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and you still got a good couple hours to be able to go do running around if you have to, especially living in a small town like this where like the grocery stores are open past 5, but that's about it. And there isn't much here anyways. But you see what I'm getting at. Anyone else got anything that you want to add before we split for the weekend?
No, overgrow.
What do we got for Sunday morning show? Anything special going on?
I don't think so.
Okay.
That's tough, man.
Let me throw you a curveball.
I like baseball.
No, I'm not talking about that type of curveball, but
I'll piss on you, Raider. You got no.
It's a reach around. Don't look.
To the guys earlier on Discord, and I told them, hey, you know what? I think I'm game to build a clone machine. So I went out to
Oh?
Home Depot today and I bought a few things, and I'd like to share my journey on building this
Oh, my
this
journey.
cloniator.
Oh.
A cloniator, right?
I love it.
How many
So
sites
I
you
don't
gonna
know,
put on there?
just give us something to bullshit on Sunday. So
How many sites, Raider?
Hey, profit zip it. Hey,
Damn it. All right, fine,
36.
fine. I'll
Wait,
shut up.
how do you shut that guy up? There we go. He's already trying to what 2 days back, and he's already trying to fuck up Sunday's show. What the hell, Prophet? No, I love you, brother. It is just so great to have you back.
No, sign language.
I understood that one.
Yes, you did.
Well, I'm gonna say good night because we're 5 minutes after the hour, and I know you're gonna be wanting to sign off here quickly.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, Blue Kiss.
Hey, I was
Thank you,
enjoying
Lucas.
coming out. I needed the break, and you guys are always
awesome.
good
It's
for,
awesome having
comedy
you all the
relief.
time.
Hell yeah. Bro.
Cheers, Blue Kiss.
Later,
Cheers.
Blue Kiss.
Have a great night, everybody.
Bye. Sleep
Cheers.
well.
All right. Anyone else got anything they want to add before we split for the weekend?
Nope.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Chat. Love you. Guys, love you. Sunday
Cheers, chat.
morning.
You betcha. See you back
All right,
here
man.
Sunday. Have a great weekend. Have a safe
Yeah.
weekend.
It
Don't
was
do
fun
anything
again.
that I wouldn't do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
fuck,
we're gonna get
we're
into
done.
that. Yeah. That's well, broad spectrum doage, right? That's what we're
Yeah.
getting at. Okay.
Boof it, whatever it is.
Brownies
Yes,
kicking
yes.
in.
Yes,
Yeah,
maximum boof. Yeah, I might have to have some more edibles myself. It feels good. Everyone, great weekend.